Hi there, and welcome to My Journey is This, a podcast where we explore faith, healing, and the transformative power of living with intention. I'm your host, Cynthia Mendoza, and today we're diving into one of the most profound and personal questions Jesus asks. Do you want to be healed? It's a question that echoes through the ages, from the Pool of Bethesda to right here and now in our daily lives. So let's take a moment to reflect. Let me ask you directly, do you want to be healed? It's a simple question, but the answering is life-altering because it determines the course of our lives here on earth in preparation for eternity. Healing and salvation are deeply intertwined. In fact, they're inseparable, two sides of the same coin. You can't have one without the other in its fullest sense. But here's the thing, healing and salvation aren't one-time, isolated events. They're a lifestyle, a daily commitment to moving beyond trauma, distorted thinking, bad habits, and addictions. It's how we live out our salvation in practical terms, as it says in Philippians 2:12 and 13. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling, for it is God who works in you to will and to act in order to fulfill his good purpose. So what does that look like in real life? Well, it's often about the small intentional choices we make on a day-to-day basis. Here are a few examples. It's cutting up credit cards instead of taking out new ones. It's reaching for an apple instead of a candy bar. It's saving wisely instead of spending frivolously. It's apologizing instead of doubling down. It's choosing singleness over unhealthy relationships, or choosing to take a walk or hit the gym instead of binging Netflix. You don't have to be religious to understand which choices breed health and freedom and which ones breed bondage. When you break it down, healing and salvation are about living with intention and purpose. They're about choosing light over darkness, truth over falsehood, day in and day out. Proverbs 3:7-8 says, Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones. Did you catch that? Spiritual principles and practical application work together. In this case, fear the Lord is the spiritual principle, and shunning evil is the practical application of that principle. But here's the problem. Too often, we compartmentalize our lives. There's the spiritual part, the work part, the financial part, the relational part, the physical part, and so on. And we tell ourselves that as long as the spiritual part is in order, the rest don't really matter. After all, won't Jesus fix everything in the blink of an eye when he comes back? But that's not what the Bible teaches. Chronic dysfunction and sickness are not God's will for us. As it says in 3 John 1:2, I wish for you to be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Yet we've normalized sickness and dysfunction in such a way that we even glorify them, calling them God's will, or believing that chronic struggle and hardship makes us holier. I call these mindsets deified dysfunction and sanctified sickness. It's when we cling to unhealthy mindsets and behaviors and justify them to ourselves and to others instead of surrendering them to God. So again, I ask, do you want to be healed? Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to improve your finances, heal from trauma, or break free from addiction? Do you want these things more than you want the comfort of the familiar? If the answer is yes, healing is possible, but it's not easy. It's a process that requires humility, surrender, and letting go of unhealthy security blankets. Now let's be real, life is hard. There are many things beyond our control. Unexpected illnesses, financial loss, heartbreak. There's no magic pill for pain, no instant fix for much of anything. Jesus himself said, in this world we will have tribulation. But here's what I want you to remember. The tribulations we face shouldn't come from our own stubbornness, pride, or refusal to learn and to grow. Let that sink in for a moment. I'm sharing this from the trenches of my own struggles. I too am a work in progress. I wrestle with deeply ingrained mindsets and habits. But here's what I know. I want to be healed. By God's grace, I have made meaningful steps in that direction, and I'm here to encourage you to do the same. Saying yes to Jesus' question, do you want to be healed, is where the rubber meets the road. It's where faith and works intertwine. It's where we move from who we are to who Jesus is calling us to be. And why does it matter? Because embracing healing glorifies God. It reflects his character to others and testifies to the transformative power of his love. Jesus said in Matthew 5:16, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." Friends, if you've been waiting for a sign or a moment to start your healing journey, let this be it. It's not about being perfect or fixing everything overnight. It's about surrendering and letting go, one step at a time, and allowing God to lead the way and trusting the process. So again, I ask, do you want to be healed? Thank you for joining me today on My Journey Is This. If this episode spoke to you, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts, your stories, or your prayers with me. And if you're ready to take the next step in your healing journey, remember you don't have to do it alone. God is with you, and so is this community. I've linked the original article on my blog in the description below. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. Share and follow me on X, Instagram, and Facebook at Simply Synth. Until next time, take care and be well.